even the living right now is very...
I met these students at the office of the Entebbe Resident District Commissioner. They had gone there to request for assistance because the lockdown had made their lives difficult and they felt they had nowhere else to turn.
Times it is not, no, parents are also not working, so you cannot really be demanding them all the time.
The RDC was sympathetic to the request for assistance, especially food, but he had nothing to offer, though he promised to have them in mind the next time food was donated.
But now, as per now, we don't have food. But we're expecting to get the food.
I followed up some of these students the next day. This is a private hostel in Nkumba, where I met 3 students from Comoros. Abdallah Molai says when the university closed, he had started making plans to return home. But all that came to an end when the lockdown came into effect and all travel out of the country was prohibited.
It was closed and airport also was going to be shut down also. But the issue was the money, to get the money to go back.
He says initially the situation was not so bad, but life soon started getting tough.
People there, they are not working. How will they send us money to go back to Comoros? But we are still waiting and we see if we can go back to Comoros or not. But if we are not also going back to Comoros, how will we also survive here?
They have had trouble finding money to buy food, though the local Muslim community gave them some donations to last them through the Ramadan fasting season.
And Ustad, or as we say Ustad, a sheikh. That sheikh sent us some money to help us. He's called Jibril, Sayyid Jibril.
Inside the hostel, the 3 Comorian students now have meals together to minimize on the expenditure. They have 1 meal each day, usually without sauce.
The day before the pandemic, you could cook like a breakfast and eat lunch and supper, but now we are eating at once.
We don't move out, we are inside like prisoners. Yeah, we don't have any support. Yeah.
The next day, at another hostel, I met Elise Hira, a Rwandan student who is a finalist at Nkumba University. His story is similar to that of Comorian students.
By which at first we expected it to be shorter than it is right now because it started with 3 weeks.
Elsie says he was happy when President Museveni directed that food be given to the vulnerable people. Soon after, the area leaders visited and registered them to receive food.
We registered with the, I think LC1, yes. Registered with the LC1 when they were about to give out the foods.
The food never came, but Ellis now hopes with the reopening of university for finalists, more restrictions will be eased.
Check on my family to refreshen up my mind, to seek for some fundings.
We were denied access to some hostels where more students are found. I had to interview Stephen Guy, a South Sudanese student from outside his hostel, about his struggle.
You could reach a parent or relative to help you with some financial support.
About 100 students at Nkumba University have been facing a hard time since the lockdown came into effect, and they have had no families to turn on for assistance once they run out of money and resources. Kaman Ivan Walunyolo, NTV.